You're sitting at your desk, attempting to focus on an important task. You read a paragraph, then your phone buzzes. It's just a notification, but you can't resist checking it. 30 minutes later, you're down a rabbit hole of social media, your original task forgotten. Sound familiar? This is the reality for many of us in the digital age. We are the distracted generation, constantly bombarded by stimuli, vying for our attention. Our brains are not wired for this constant onslaught of information. We evolved in a world of relative quiet and simplicity, where focus was essential for survival. Now we live in a world of perpetual distraction, where our attention is fragmented and our ability to concentrate is under constant assault. This has profound implications for our individual well-being, our relationships, and our society as a whole. The rise of the internet and smartphones has created a culture of instant gratification and constant connectivity. We are always plugged in, always available, and always bombarded with information. This has led to a decline in our ability to focus, to engage in deep work, and to form meaningful connections with others. One of the most significant contributors to our distracted state is the rise of short-form content. Social media platforms, driven by algorithms designed to keep us engaged, bombard us with an endless stream of videos, memes, and snippets of information. These bite-sized pieces of content are designed to be addictive, triggering dopamine releases in our brains that keep us coming back for more. The constant consumption of short-form content has a profound impact on our brains. It rewires our neural pathways, making it harder to focus on tasks that require sustained attention. Our brains become accustomed to the quick hits of dopamine provided by these platforms, making it more difficult to engage with activities that require patience, effort, and delayed gratification. The addictive nature of short-form content is further exacerbated by the fear of missing out, FOMO. We constantly feel the need to stay updated, to be in the loop, to know what everyone else is doing and saying. This fear drives us to constantly check our phones, scroll through our feeds, and engage in mindless consumption, further eroding our ability to focus and be present in the moment. Another major source of distraction in the digital age is pornography. The widespread availability of explicit content has created a culture of instant gratification and desensitization to intimacy. Pornography, like short-form content, triggers dopamine releases in our brains, creating a cycle of craving and consumption that can be difficult to break. The constant consumption of pornography can have a significant impact on our brains and our relationships. It can lead to unrealistic expectations, distorted views of intimacy, and difficulty forming healthy attachments. The dopamine rush associated with pornography can also create a feedback loop, making it increasingly difficult to find satisfaction in real-life relationships. The allure of pornography lies in its ability to provide instant gratification and escape from the stresses of daily life. However, this escape comes at a high cost. It can lead to addiction, social isolation, and a diminished capacity for intimacy and connection. The pervasiveness of pornography in our culture has created a significant challenge to healthy relationships and individual well-being. The constant bombardment of distractions has a measurable impact on our focus and attention span. Studies have shown that the average attention span has decreased significantly in recent years, thanks in part to the rise of digital technology. We are increasingly unable to focus on tasks for extended periods, jumping from one distraction to another, constantly seeking novelty and stimulation. This decline in focus has significant consequences for our productivity and our ability to learn. Deep work, the ability to focus without distraction on cognitively demanding tasks, is essential for creative output, meaningful learning, and professional success. Yet, in our distracted world, deep work is becoming increasingly rare. The inability to focus also impacts our ability to form meaningful connections with others. We are constantly distracted by our devices, unable to truly be present in conversations and interactions. This lack of presence leads to shallow relationships, decreased empathy, and a sense of isolation and disconnection. Section 5. The erosion of deep work and meaningful relationships. The erosion of our ability to focus has profound implications for our work and our relationships. Deep work, the ability to concentrate without distraction on cognitively demanding tasks, is essential for producing high-quality work, solving complex problems, and achieving meaningful goals. However, in our distracted world, deep work is becoming increasingly difficult. The constant interruptions and distractions we face make it nearly impossible to enter a state of flow, where we are fully immersed in our work and performing at our peak. This lack of focus leads to decreased productivity, lower quality work, and a diminished sense of accomplishment. The same distractions that undermine our ability to do deep work also erode our capacity for meaningful relationships. We are constantly checking our phones, scrolling through social media, and engaging in superficial interactions. This lack of presence prevents us from forming deep connections with others, leading to feelings of isolation and loneliness. Section 6. The societal cost of distraction. The societal cost of distraction is significant. A distracted workforce is a less productive workforce, leading to economic losses and decreased innovation. A distracted society is a less informed society, more susceptible to manipulation and misinformation. A distracted population is a less healthy population, more prone to stress, anxiety, and depression. The constant bombardment of information and the pressure to stay connected create a culture of stress and anxiety. We are constantly bombarded with news, opinions, and events, often leaving us feeling overwhelmed and powerless. This constant state of stimulation can lead to burnout, fatigue, and a diminished sense of well-being. The distractions of the digital age also erode our sense of community and shared purpose. We are increasingly isolated from one another, retreating into our own digital bubbles, where we are surrounded by like-minded individuals and filtered information. This lack of exposure to diverse perspectives and experiences can lead to polarization, intolerance, and a decline in civic engagement. Section 7. Reclaiming your focus. Strategies for success. Despite the challenges of the digital age, we can reclaim our focus and build a life of intention and meaning. The key is to be mindful of the distractions that surround us and to develop strategies for minimizing their impact. This requires conscious effort and a willingness to prioritize our attention and our time. One effective strategy is to create distraction-free zones in your life. Designate specific times and places where you disconnect from technology and focus on the task at hand. This could mean turning off your phone during work hours, creating a dedicated workspace free from distractions, or establishing tech-free time in the evenings. Another important step is to cultivate mindfulness. Pay attention to the present moment, noticing your thoughts and feelings without judgment. This practice can help you become more aware of when you're being pulled into distractions and make conscious choices about how you spend your time and attention. Section 8. Building a life of intention and meaning. Building a life of intention and meaning requires us to be deliberate about our choices and to prioritize activities that align with our values. This means being selective about the information we consume, the relationships we cultivate, and the activities we engage in. It means saying no to distractions that pull us away from what is truly important. Cultivating a life of intention also means embracing the power of boredom. Boredom, often seen as something to be avoided, can actually be a catalyst for creativity and self-discovery. When we allow ourselves to be bored, our minds are free to wander, to explore new ideas, and to make unexpected connections. The digital age presents us with both challenges and opportunities. By being mindful of the distractions that surround us and by making conscious choices about how we spend our time and attention, we can reclaim our focus, cultivate meaningful relationships, and build a life of intention and purpose. The choice is ours.